Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to easily take out beholders in Baldur's Gate 2. So I am playing on Core Rules difficulty. Let me get that out of the way first. And the second thing I would like to get out of the way is this Cloak of Mirroring is going to be one of the more important items for this strategy. Also, the Shield of Baldur is also a very, very good item for fighting beholders. It will, I think, reflect their rays back at them. However, this Cloak of Mirroring will basically make you immune to all of the damage that beholders do. Goths do some melee damage. However, the Elder Orbs are the bigger threat anyway, because they basically have a chance of one-shotting you. And this cloak will basically make you immune to that. So the strategy I'm going to employ here, aside from this cloak, is AoEing the beholders down. Technically, what you could do, there's a few things you could do with this cloak. We could pull these beholders back if at all possible. Like there's a few beholders down here in this room, and by using this cloak, we could essentially break them up and fight them all at different times if we wanted to. This cloak will make it a lot easier to pull them to a location because we're immune to their damage and we don't have to worry about dying from them, which is, obviously excellent. So I'm going to send Almar in there as a distraction. He's my main character. Technically, I wouldn't recommend you doing this on your main character. And like I said, he'll be immune to all of their damage. The only things he won't be immune to, though, are their CCs. So held, domination, things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run in there with and we're going to drop a cloud kill on the beholders. This is going to be my first offensive attack towards them. Technically, I can have Almar do nothing. Hold on. Harry, he started. He's not close enough. There we go. Technically, I can have Almar do nothing. Except for melee them all down, and I will solve the fight that way, but that's not really... I want to show you more than just that for the video. So, Herdelis is going to do cloud kill. There we go. He's dropping a cloud kill. Now I'm going to pull him back immediately because they're going to start attacking him. Or rather, I don't want them to attack him, period. So he dropped the cloud kill. Now we've seen the other beholders. You can see them over here, the ones that are grouping up down there. They're, as long as they stay down there, they're not that much of a problem. Now, on Aerie, what I'm going to use for her is Skull Trap. This is another AoE spell, which is very, very good. Cloud kill technically would probably be better because they can kind of just sit in it. I can see the beholder creeping up on the left there. This is one thing we have to watch out for with our tank too. We don't want him to move behind Aerie. He just got feared a little bit, and I want to make sure he goes back into melee. Because if he doesn't, then they're going to start attacking Aerie, and that is not good, obviously. We don't want them attacking anybody except for the actual tank. So we're going to drop another skull trap. As you can see, they're kind of all grouping up now, which is good. That's how we want it. Almar's having a little bit of a complication because every single time he attacks something, he keeps getting CC'd and the attack is being broken. So we dropped another skull trap. Hit. Let's do one more skull trap. Let's see if they start attacking Aerie. If they do, we'll pull her back. They didn't, so there we go. We got that skull trap off, which is great. Let's see if I can move Almar in there. Okay, good. Now we're gonna, since Aerie's out of, well actually, you know what? Jan, we can use Jan, I think, because he's got some flame arrows left, and we're mostly down to single targets now. We don't, oh, we have a beholder. We have a beholder creeping up on the right. Flame arrow is a good single target. Of course, it did the lowest it could possibly do right there. It did, actually, it didn't do too low of damage, but it did do very crap damage compared to what it can do. Usually, usually it does a lot better than that. So we're going to drop another cloud kill on these two right here, even though we already have a cloud kill going on down there. I can pull back with Harry. Or Harry, rather. And let's see. Another flame arrow. And that kind of sums it all up, right? Let me see if I have an elemental fire summoning, because I know they are good to use too against these. I cannot remember what level the spell is, though. Yeah, I don't know. Other tips and strategies that will work against them, aside from what I was just doing, the fire elemental, they work pretty well against the beholders. You can send one in and have it tank because they're immune to a lot of the beholder's fire-based spells, so it makes it a little bit easier. I wouldn't recommend using Animate Dead against them because they can immediately turn undead and kill your entire Animate Dead army. That has happened to me a decent amount of times. If you're playing on higher difficulties than core rules, I would strongly recommend to debuff the beholders. You might need to drop a greater Malison on them. You might need to drop a Doom on them. You might need to drop a lower resistance on them before you can start, you know, blowing them up from the distance, like like you see me do. Also, if as far as other spells you can use on them, if you have spell sequencers, they're good to use. Spell sequencers allow you to memorize. It basically allows you to memorize multiple spells at once and fire them all off at the same time, and without using charges from your spell book. So it's an all-around 10 out of 10 spell. You get a low-level spell sequencer, or yes, low-level spell sequencer and a high-level spell sequencer, as far as I remember.
Your command.
So that's a good strategy for using on the beholders. And let me think. Let me think if there's another one. Blinding them is also a good strategy. If you have low-level glitter dust spells, let me see. I think it's level 2 glitter dust is, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if any of my characters have glitter dust. No, they do not. I used what I had, though. Glitter dust is an AoE blind, so it's a lot better to do that, but if single target blind would actually work just as fine, too. And that's good to use on beholders, but that basically covers a lot of the tips and tricks that I know. Another thing that would work, too, is if you have that Cloak of Reflection that you seen me, or sorry, Cloak of Mirroring that you seen me use, it would actually be good to put that on any characters you have that is a Berserker or a Barbarian, because then you can make yourself immune to fear and immune to a lot of the CC effects that they throw at you, which obviously is going to make you... What is Cloak of Reflection? Okay, just electrical damage.
Quickly,
but Cloak of the other one, Cloak of Mirroring, that's the one that you want. Anyway, Berserkers, Barbarians, you can become immune to the CCs that they throw at you, which means you'll be able to get off a lot of extra damage when you're in melee range, because they won't be able to damage you, and they also won't be able to CC you, which allows you to just freely attack them, basically. But anyway, that is all there is to it. If you guys have strategies that you didn't see mentioned here, please let me know in the comment section below. And aside from that, if this video did help you out, be sure to leave me a like because that helps me out. And I will catch you guys around in future Baldur's Gate 2 videos. Peace.